It's Monday, October 28th in the year 2019, and here I am once again on the front lines, on the battlefield. Good morning, YouTube. Gather around, pull up a chair, and let me know. What are you going to share with PD as we begin this day together, this new day, this new week? I've got my coffee with cream and no sugar. Let me ask you, are you a coffee drinker? What do you put in your coffee? You drink your coffee black? You have decaf? You put cream in your coffee, sugar in your coffee? Are you going to have some warm herbal tea to start your day with me? Or are you going to have some hot chocolate maybe with marshmallows? Let me know in the comment section below. Do that now. Well, my. Monday, a few days away from what is known as Halloween, and I cannot, for the life of me, understand how a Bible-believing, God-fearing, blood-bought, born-again believer, Jesus-loving, God-fearing, but has the love of Jesus in their heart, how you can celebrate Halloween. I can't understand it for the life of me. I was out in Flint, Michigan with our ministry yesterday, riding by a Sunday, riding by a lot of the local churches, and they've got the parking lot that all taped off, and they've got signs stuck in the grass with pictures of ghosts and goblins and witches, and they're going to have trunk or treat, what's called trunk or treat, instead of trick or treat. And I was looking on Facebook, and there's a local church in Flint that made the announcement, bring your children to church today in their Halloween costumes. Don't call me old-fashioned. I'm trying to be serious here. I can't understand how, if you are so ready to go home, and I am. I'm rapture ready. I'm waiting. I believe any moment Jesus is going to break. What a sight that'll be when he breaks the eastern sky and comes for the church, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. What we're talking about is Pagan, an old ancient Celtic fall festival, harvest festival practice called Celitc. Just a little history on Halloween. It began back in pagan traditions of the Celtics. A festival called Celitc. It marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter and the very, very dark time, the last half of the year, a very dark time. And what they believed is at this time, October 31st, that the graves would open and the souls of the dead would come out and wreak havoc on the harvest. So to appease the dead that are now out of their graves, to wreak havoc on their harvest, they would give them offerings. They would offer them what's called soul cakes, and they would dress as the dead. They would dress as demons and as the dead during this fall harvest time called Celitc. Welcome to the turn of the century, and here we are, now 2019, and we still bow down to the Vatican, to Rome, the customs of the early Roman Catholic Church and the early popes. What they did with Catholicism and the early popes is they took this pagan practice, this pagan Celitc, and they changed it to All Saints' Eve. So now they incorporated the pagan practices of Celitc in this to mark the harvest season and the graves opening, and they kind of twisted it to where on October 31st, they call it All Saints' Eve, where they believe that the souls that are trapped in purgatory at this time of year, October 31st, but if you dress up as the dead, if you dress up as a ghost or a goblin, go door to door. This is how it originated. Go door to door in your costume and offer prayer for the lost loved ones that are stuck in purgatory, and they will be released from purgatory and taken to heaven. Now, going back to the old Celtic practice of Celitc, they would walk around the town they would take a turnip and carve a turnip and use it as a lamp as they're worshiping the dead. Now, this evolved from the early Catholic Church, All Saints' Eve, when a lot of Irish Catholic immigrated from Ireland to the United States, and it took off. It took off, and it was all part of the Catholic Church. And what they would do on October 31st, they would dress up as the dead, as a ghost, as a fairy, as a goblin, and they would go door to door and offer prayer for a loved one that may be stuck in purgatory to release their soul from purgatory to heaven. And it has evolved now to where instead of a turnip, pumpkins are more prevalent here in the United States. So that's how they got, the Catholics started carving the pumpkin and using it as a lantern, or the name jack-o'-lantern. But strong pagan practices of the old Celtic festival called Celitc enter the Roman Catholic Church and the Vatican, and here you have All Saints' Eve or Halloween. And I can't understand why Christians today, why do we still fall and bow down to the Roman Catholic Church? I can't understand for the life of me. I'm waiting for the graves to open and for the dead in Christ to rise, to be caught up. And I want to be caught up with them in the clouds. I don't want to dress my children as demons, as devils, as the undead, as zombies, as witches, when the Bible speaks against sorcerers and witches and witchcraft and having anything to do with the dead. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. I just want to share a little bit of history with all of you. Pray for our ministry as I head out to Flint, Michigan today. If you find it in your heart to sow into this ministry, we need your financial blessing. We need your help. All the links will be below. Just click where it says show more. God bless you. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions.